Hello and welcome to DSI Live. I'm here today with Xana Winans. She is with Golden Proportions Marketing. In fact, you are the owner of Golden Proportions Marketing, and she is one of our sponsoring partners with Jumpstart and Dental Speaker Institute. And I'm really excited to have this chance to share you and your company with our members. So thank you for being here, Xana.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. And I also want to say thank you for being patient with we've had some glitches on trying to go live with the normal Facebook Live today. So thank you for being patient until we found a good solution. It's one of those things as speakers, we have to be able to flex, right?
Absolutely, been there.
So would you start us out by just giving us a little eye into your journey? Like, how did you become a dental marketing guru and expert? Like, well, what was the journey that brought you here?
Sure. So I've been in marketing literally since high school, all through high school, college. It's always been my passion, worked for agencies well before I started my own agency. And the reason I kind of got into the world of dentistry is because I met this very handsome young dental student in his second year. And we ended up falling in love and getting married and moving out to central Pennsylvania. And he started a practice from scratch. And I wanted to as a good spouse, I helped market his practice. So I did everything from, the old fashioned internal marketing, print marketing, radio, everything that we needed to do to generate leads. And it turns out I was actually pretty good at it. And other doctors started asking me for some help.
Oh, that's really fun. So what is it about marketing that jazzes you?
So I am actually more a writer than anything else. And as a writer, my writing style had always been very conversational, and which is one of those trends in marketing that's really felt like it's connected with the end user. And it so just became this natural segue that marketing really is just about having a conversation with someone who's looking for an answer to their problems. And done right, it makes them feel really comfortable in their decision to choose your practice.
Yeah, as a fellow marketer, I think I love that you're a writer. I think that's the hardest part, and I think ultimately the most important part, personally. And there's a ton of designers out there who do beautiful work, but you can have something beautifully designed that's ineffective if you don't know your client, if you don't know their goals and what they're trying to achieve, and be able to write and help them with that copy. So I love that you have that skill. Were there any hurdles along the way as you developed your agency that you could share with us and that helped you grow? And I know I'm just throwing wild questions at you that you're not prepared for, but like as you think about like, were there any hurdles that come to mind that might help our listeners with their own marketing? Something you had to learn?
Well, I guess the biggest hurdle has been that marketing is always changing. There was for a long, long, long time, everybody lived in the world of print, radio, television, and direct mail. It was this big brand awareness campaign. And now in the world of digital, it shifts constantly.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, there's a new social media application and people trying to find ways to monetize the digital marketing that they're doing. So that hurdle has been, it's kind of fun to always keep learning.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's had a great benefit in that you can track the results of absolutely everything you do. And anybody who knows me knows that I am obsessed with results and knowing how we got to where we got to. And digital lets us have that, which is a gift.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about tracking results? Like a little deeper on that, like what, and tell us more about like the type of sites that you design and how do you ensure those results?
Absolutely. So I have always been obsessed with making sure that I understood how we got to the end result, as well as being able to truly prove to our clients that the work that we did had an end benefit for them. So it was probably close to 10 years ago that I was experiencing a particular frustration with a practice that was telling us, oh, I spent all this money on a direct mail campaign and it didn't work. I didn't get any new patients from it. And my gut said, no, that's not right. I've been doing this far too long. I know how to do an effective direct mail campaign. How do we get better information about this? Because The one thing I couldn't control was when someone picks up the phone on the other end of the line. And so we started looking into solutions, ended up building our own call tracking platform that now actually connects to a doctor's practice management software so that we can directly tie a call for marketing into a patient record to measure return on investment down to the penny.
That's really cool.
It's because I'm so passionate about making sure I'm delivering what I promised for my clients. So that results-oriented marketing kind of keeps us way more accountable to the end result for our clients. There's no hiding behind somebody else didn't do what they promised to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those areas where I think marketing and creating dental websites, there's a lot of conversation out there, and it's a little scary to me. Like, I don't create dentist sites purposely because I think you have to have a whole set of skills that is not for the typical like speaker and consultant site, for instance. It's entirely different when you're trying to track local clients. But, could you share with us, like, are there any common myths around that you could maybe debunk for us?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of myths in marketing. Since you mentioned websites, I think the biggest myth is that doctors, and I believe this is a lot of businesses, this isn't just dentists, there's kind of this belief that there's some magical silver bullet out there that if only they uncover what it is, it's going to solve all of their problems.
Yeah.
And, a long time ago when nobody had websites, they all believed that just the act of putting a website up was all they needed to do. And then they believed all of it was just having good SEO, which while it's part of it, is not all of it. Conversion metrics have so much to do with success. So the myth is really believing that there is just one thing that influences your success. It's taking that complete strategic approach, whether it is lead generation, brand awareness, conversion, retention, advocacy. It's all the stages of the marketing funnel. And you can't have just one single product that is ever going to address all of those problems effectively. It's just literally impossible.
So what type of solutions do you offer then? If it's more than websites, is what I hear you saying. How do you help the typical dental client? And through the filter of many people who are listening to this will be speakers and consultants. What services do you offer their clients?
So that's why a lot of consultants actually call us in the first place. We have some incredible relationships. They found us because they were getting frustrated. Many consultants, as I'm sure you have seen, they have limited time. Often there's one person trying to do absolutely everything in a day, from managing their clients and referring them to sources that can help their practice get better, traveling out to see them personally. And so those consultants came to us because we are a completely full service agency, and they finally had one partner who could develop the strategic plan and do everything from the branding, the internal marketing, whether it's graphic design, social media, content development, digital marketing. We do everything, which made their lives a lot easier.
Yeah. Especially for consultants who are practice management, like a traditional practice management consultant. What I've seen over the years is many of them really specialize in systems and more like leadership and team building and those kind of things. And then they'll say, you know what, marketing is just like, it's a lot. To really be an expert in all of that is rare. And so I think it's really common to see people seek help for their clients in this area. And I think it's smart, if they don't have deep understanding, and it takes a lot to stay on top of it.
Well, but by the same token, that's the same thing with consultants and coaches, and why we have so many relationships, because marketing is a big thing to do and do well. And if you diversify yourself so much that you're also trying to do practice management and call conversion coaching and all these other aspects, then you kind of dilute your own results. So by that same token, we're constantly referring back out to the coaches and consultants for these next level things that we discover, that the marketing almost uncovers opportunities and practices that coaches are really effective in helping.
So that gives an opportunity for you to have a collaboration and a partnership and a co-referral situation, which ultimately the client wins.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart. So I think you are a little different than many of our sponsoring partners in that you are someone who does a lot of speaking out there, speaking and consulting. And so I'd love to, chat with you a little bit about that for our speakers and consultants that are listening in. And before we kind of go full on into that area, I would just wonder if you weren't in marketing, what would you do? Have you thought of that?
It's funny because it's just been so innately in me for so long. It's not like I felt like I've missed out on anything in life.
Yeah.
If in a perfect world, if I wasn't in marketing, I would probably be, now this would require me to have an awful lot of money. I'd be a venture capitalist. It is my passion to build and grow businesses. I don't care what kind of business it is. I happen to have the specialty in dentistry, but I've had any number of friends who build businesses, and I just get my fingers right in there and start helping because it's exciting to me to learn the entire process. So if I could be a venture capitalist, which would also mean I would have more money than I could handle, I would get to find the people who have untapped potential and help them grow.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? That'd be so fulfilling. Maybe you're a little bit of a serial entrepreneur.
Definitely. It is fun.
That is so fun. I mean, it's just, we were chatting about this earlier. It's just so fun to be in business. It's a lot of fun. So tell me more about you as a speaker and consultant. Like, is there anything that you wish you would have known then that you know now? So when you were starting out as speaking in dentistry, is there something for the people who are newer that you could share that would be really helpful for them to know?
So since I had the good fortune to attend Jumpstart in 2019 as well as this year, and last year was as an attendee, there were a lot of things I picked up on that I kind of wish I knew 19 years ago, because I was speaking from almost day one. I had some incredible opportunities. One is how to be an effective storyteller. I am an action-oriented person by nature. I like to keep things moving forward, and I like to see impact. And so my lectures tend to have a lot of actionable, what I call Monday morning content. Go back to your practice and implement this. But I've learned that you convey that message so much more effectively when there's a story behind it, when there's some emotional hook for someone to connect to the why. And if I had known that 19 years ago, I would be probably more out on the road as a professional speaker than I would have an agency.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's such a great point. And we definitely learn from some of our Dental Speaker Institute faculty members. Like Dr. Paul Homily has some courses around that, and Elaney and different people specifically around storytelling. I'm maybe more naturally like you are. It's like, for me, it's like my own personality style is I want the meat and potatoes. And so I don't naturally gravitate toward that either. I think it makes it drier when we don't have as many. We can go completely the other way, right? And have too much and not enough content.
Yes,
it's about a balance. Yeah.
I have seen both. And I've personally delivered lectures that have had so much content that people just their brains hurt by the time we're done. But it probably didn't sink into the level that it could have. So I have the good fortune of working with two coaches that I found from Jumpstart, actually, that I'll be working with this year to up my speaking game even more. Well, I am connecting with Margie Schaller. She is going to be helping me kind of really refine the content itself and messaging behind it. And then I'm going to Paul Homily's workshop this summer to start to work on furthering those presentation skills. Well, I think I'm a good presenter. I definitely want to take it to the next level.
They both have amazing content development courses. And when you're here, we need to know that you're here so we can get together, because I am like 5 minutes from where he holds his workshops. So I see dinner plans in the works, I hope. But I'm super excited to hear that. And, I just saw, a Paul. I love all of our faculty equally. They're all seriously amazing, and they all bring a really something different. And so since we're chatting about them, I've been through most of Paul's workshops, and they're amazing. And Margie offers so much as well. And I saw just yesterday, I think it was, that she is offering a brand new workshop for people to come on retreat to Washington for a couple of days for writing. So there's no reason not to work on your presentation, really, because it's not for lack of there being resources. So thank you for sharing that as something you wish you'd known more when you start. Tell me more about where you're at with speaking now. What is your focus? What type of topics do you speak on?
So I obviously, as the world of marketing has changed, my topics have changed, and I always try to take my presentations and make them as tailored to what my audience is looking for as possible. But I would definitely say there is a strong demand when I speak for information on understanding SEO, because a lot of doctors, they will get into contracts, they'll have somebody build a website, but they don't know what to look for to say, did I actually get what I paid for? Or am I hurting my practice unintentionally? So I want to kind of pull the curtain back on how SEO works, which is not quite the rocket science everybody makes it out to be. It's a lot of really hard work, but it's pretty easy for the average person to understand if someone explains the steps. So that is a good part of what I'm speaking on. And the next thing that I'm really working on growing is talking to doctors about the impact of leadership and the result that, or that the marketing results that come from it. So there are many, many practices that invest heavily in marketing and they're still dissatisfied with the results. They say, I'm not getting enough of the right kind of new patients, or whatever this company did just didn't work for me. And in reality, what we found, because we were able to track so meticulously how things are working, that a great deal of the marketing impact is affected by the doctor's leadership skills in the practice.
Oh, how interesting.
I know, it is interesting. So there's things about accountability and learning delegation skills and improving communication that will really help them maximize the ROI on their marketing. So that'll be stage number 2 that I'm working towards.
Well, and I imagine too that it's similar to speaker and consultant marketing, and that you talked about the silver bullet, and I always refer to the people want to find that switch on the wall to flip on, and then all the bookings start coming and all the consult. It doesn't really work that way, and I would assume probably for the dental practice as well, and similarly for the dental speaker and consultant, it's going back to having a really strong vision and strategy and and creating a strategic plan. Do you work with your so do you consult directly with dental clients and teams, and do you work them with a strategy, or how do you do that? Do you work with the consultant?
Well, I'm to the point now, I spent many, many, many years working directly with dentists, but I have an incredible team of strategists who actually work directly with them and build plans and develop the marketing.
Cool.
My role right now is more directly with the coaches and consultants that are out there to help them both help their clients, but also to help them with questions that they have about how to well, honestly, it's a great connection with you because you help them with the messaging, which is just so vital for them to understand that. And then it's not uncommon for us to build a website for a coach or consultant to put that message out there. And with great SEO, then they start getting found as they're doing more of that networking effort.
Definitely. And it feels like there's an opportunity for you to offer some seminars on this topic where you bring in a consultant and speaker and help them with how can they strategize with their client too. It feels like there might be an opportunity there to help them learn. So it ultimately gets back to the dentist and helping the practice grow. And you mentioned about you doing some dental speaking and consulting website work. So let's chat a little bit more about that. And so I love that you are already a speaker, so our world. What I have found is that sometimes people are really, well, we're all at different stages, right? So sometimes we're just getting started out and we want to start making money before we spend money. I see that. And someone may hire, a really low cost web designer, might be from out of the country. And nothing judgmental about that. I mean, I get that. We've all been where we were just starting. I think, but at some point you get to where you find that working with people who understand the industry, just like the dental practice, is the smart way to go. If I can say it that way, because ultimately, in anything, like I want to go to a LASIK doctor that understands how to do LASIK, right? It's the same idea. So I love that you offer that. And I know that we share a client and our friend Genevieve Poppy, and you did her website, and we helped her with her speaker packet. And you and I chatted earlier in the year about maybe doing some more collaboration as we've been designing, speaker packets and email campaigns and all, like similar to your marketing business with dentists. We have a wide range of solutions for the speaker and consultant. And I find that sometimes the speaker wants their own web designer they come with, or they just want options. And so that's when I reached out to you earlier the year to say, I've been impressed with what you guys do. And I love that you have that experience as a speaker and consultant. And I know that you offered a, offer at Jumpstart. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about what that looks like for the speaker and consultant.
Absolutely. So we actually have two offers for coaches and consultants and speakers that we work with. But when it comes to developing the website specifically for them, it's a really great deal. Our dentist would probably kill to have it as well. We are putting together a completely custom website for them that is going to cover everything from what their consulting services are to their speaking topics, testimonials from clients, the whole deal. It is $2,500 off what it normally is. So it's come down to $44.95, which is a great deal for anybody from a website. Yeah. And the way that we build sites, they're lightning fast, which is really important to Google. We make sure that they are completely optimized for search. And these consultants own them. This is not a template site that you have to worry about plugins becoming outdated and things like that. This is custom, and it will stay exactly as you developed it, and you have the ability to have influence over it long term.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you guys design in WordPress?
We do. I'm a big believer in WordPress. There's some template groups out there that have proprietary types of platforms, and then that means you can't really move that website if that relationship doesn't last. Yeah. So then you're starting all over again, and nobody wants to do that.
There's so many great reasons to use WordPress, right? I mean, it's really the way to go. For speakers and consultants, I really believe it's the way to go. Yeah, I love that. And that is a great deal. And you mentioned you had two specials.
So because we have such the opportunity not just to work with the consultants themselves, but to solve that problem for them of finding kind of a single source agency to help their clients, one thing that we do for all new speakers, coaches, consultants that work with us is just so they have an opportunity to see how we work with dentists. Normally, when we start working with a dentist, the first place is developing a strategic plan. There's a lot of research that goes into it, competitive analysis, online review, and we normally charge $1,000 for that plan, which is nominal compared to the time that goes into it. But for all of our coaches and consultants, the first client that they send to us, we'll do that plan completely for free. There's no obligation for the client to work with us. It's a great opportunity for both of them to get something out of it, and see the impact that we can have on a practice. And it's just a nice opportunity for them to get to know our style a little better and vice versa.
That's really awesome. Well, as long as I've been in dentistry, which is almost 20 years, I've heard of golden proportions. I mean, it was just a couple of years ago that we actually finally met. I think we've kind of like flown by each other a couple times over the years, but I've always heard such great things about your firm and from people I really respect who worked with you. So I'm really proud to partner with you guys for DSI and Jumpstart. And I take that partnership word seriously, with our partners. And we vet our partners. We want to bring services and products that we really believe in to our group. And so I'm just really honored and proud that we're able to do this together and into next year. So I know that you guys recently let me know that you'd like to come back to Jumpstart 2021. We're super excited about that. And thank you.
Absolutely. It's an incredible meeting. And I was very tickled when you reached out this summer and we talked about
Awesome.
that opportunity because you have an understanding of the speaking world at a depth that I would never have. So the ability to just build the site for this vision that you have for your speakers, I'd love to be an option for any speaker that has that because they got to start with you first. You
Oh,
are definitely the place to go to help build someone's speaking career.
thank you. And I think there's not one right way, right? It's really depends on like I spoke to someone earlier today who really doesn't want to do email marketing. Like there's only certain things they want to do, and it's all good. It's all based on their individual. It's not cookie cutter. It's not templated. It's really based on what they're wanting to do, and that's why I always encourage. Similar to the strategy you talk about, for me with the coaching clients, we always start with what's your goal? Where do you want to end up in life? And let's talk about a business strategy that gets you there, which includes your marketing. Um, you know, one thing I would love to ask you before we're getting close to wrapping up is, what are you personally, with your business and the industry or whatever you'd like to share, could be personally, what are you most excited about right now?
Oh, heavens, what am I most excited about? I'm probably going to say, again, it's the software that we've developed, Smart Market Dental, because it is like the first software that can literally legitimately prove how well marketing has worked.
That's cool.
And that creates just such incredible transparency for doctors so that I feel like a lot of doctors in this world have been burned by marketing companies. They were promised a lot of things that didn't get delivered, and that's just not who I am. So with this software, it is crystal clear. If we did something that nailed it, you're going to see it. And if something didn't give the results that we were looking for, it lets everybody see it. I can't hide behind it, but I can redirect efforts very, very quickly. So it just means a much more effective strategy. So honestly, I'm very excited about what we've built.
That's so cool. I mean, really, I would be excited about that too, because that's got to have not been easy. How do
It's a
we
process.
how do we find out more about it?
So I would say the easiest thing to do is for people to go to our website, goldenproportions.com, or they can just pick up the phone and call me. And I believe you've got our number that's going to be going in this post.
Yeah.
But the number's on the website as well. There is a page about Smart Market Dental on our website, but honestly, a demo really tells the story a lot better. It takes all of about 15 minutes. And I have a lot of coaches who use it because it keeps their clients accountable to them as well as the marketing being accountable.
I'm going to make a note because I just found it, and I'm going to be sure I put the link in the post.
Wonderful.
Xana, is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't?
Oh, I can't think of a darn thing other than what cocktail are you going to have when we're done talking, because it's Friday afternoon.
Well, it's now almost 3 o'clock here on a Friday afternoon, and I'm going to finally go eat my lunch. How about you? I know it's almost 5 o'clock your time. So how about you?
I am wrapping up for the day when we are done here.
And the week.
And the week. I will probably be at home working this weekend. But no, I don't have any particular exciting plans. There might be a glass of wine in my future when we're done, but that's about it.
Well, I want to thank you for spending the afternoon with me. And we did have a little bit of technical challenges, and I'm going to need to reach out to our social media expert, Manal, and find out what I need to do about Facebook Live. But we found a solution, and it was just really delightful getting to know you a little bit more. It means so much to me that you're involved with Jumpstart at the level that you are with, and just let us know if there's anything we can do to support you. I will be sure and put in our post the way to contact you. So I have Xana, Xana at Golden Proportions. We should all know Golden Proportions. I love that name. .com, and the phone number 866-590 and the number 4 GPM for Golden Proportions Marketing. I love that too. And again, we said goldenproportions.com is the website to find out more, but reach out to Xana. I encourage you to schedule a call. She's a smart lady, and she's got a lot of knowledge where she can help you and help your clients. So thanks again for being here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
It was my pleasure. And now I'm going to look away because now I have to figure out how to stop the recording. But until next time, be well, and we will see you again on DSI Live.
Thanks, Vanessa.